What are rare earths, and where are they? This is the periodic table of elements. You probably recognize it. So where are the rare earth elements? Backhand index pointing right, they sit right here, in this rather obscure section: scandium, yttrium, neodymium, and others. Until a few years ago, hardly anyone talked about them. That has changed. What makes rare earths important is not what they do on their own, but what they enable when combined with other materials. When added to alloys, they make materials stronger, more heat-resistant. And most importantly, they make magnets far more powerful. Where do rare earths show up in everyday life? Let's start with examples that feel distant. An F-35 fighter jet contains about 418 kilograms of rare earths. A Type 51 destroyer uses around 2.6 tons. A Virginia-class submarine contains as much as 4.6 tons. That all sounds abstract. But rare earths aren't just in military hardware. Backhand index pointing right there, right in your pocket. Magnets, the hidden engine of modern life. Think about wireless earbuds. Inside them are neodymium magnets, the strongest magnets in the world when combined with iron and boron. Without them, speakers couldn't be tiny, and still loud microphones wouldn't be sensitive. And you wouldn't even get that satisfying snap when the charging case closes. Rare earth magnets are everywhere. Smartphones, laptops, speakers, hard drives, almost every modern electronic device. Rare earths in cars and factories. Inside a modern car, power seat motors, electric windows, airbags, sensors, and control systems. Backhand index pointing right, all of these rely on small, efficient motors, and those motors depend on rare earth magnets. In factories, industrial robots use the same technology. And in electric vehicles, you see copper windings in the motor. But you'll also find large numbers of rare earth magnets. They're invisible, but absolutely essential. Why rare earths are special? Look at the strength of different types of magnets. Conventional magnets, relatively weak. Rare earth magnets, orders of magnitude stronger. That's why they're critical for motion, sound, sensors, microphones, motors. And here's the key point. Backhand index pointing right, you only need a very small amount of rare earth material to get enormous performance gains. Rare earths and jet engines. Jet engine turbine blades operate at temperatures higher than the metal's melting point. So why don't they melt? Backhand index pointing right, because they're coated with yttrium-stabilized zirconia, and yttrium is a rare earth element. No rare earths, no modern jet engines. What are rare earths used for? Rare earths are used in metallurgy, glass polishing, ceramics, catalysts, including catalytic converters in cars. But by far the largest application is magnets. They account for most of the volume and most of the market value. The geopolitical issue, China. About 69% of the world's mined rare earths come from China. But 91% of global processing capacity is also in China. And it's not just rare earths: lithium, graphite, cobalt, manganese, copper. Backhand index pointing right, China made a strategic decision years ago to dominate critical material supply chains. A major myth: rare earths aren't actually rare. The name is misleading. In reality, rare earths are found almost everywhere in the Earth's crust. Brazil, India, and Australia all have large reserves. The problem isn't availability, backhand index pointing right, it's extraction and processing. The environmental cost. Rare earth production is extremely complex, highly polluting, among the most carbon-intensive metal processes on Earth. Compared to steel, copper, aluminum, nickel. Backhand index pointing right, neodymium produces the highest CO2 emissions per kilogram of any metal. That's why Western countries largely avoided it. China accepted the environmental cost and achieved dramatically lower prices. The return of trade conflict. China has restricted rare earth exports, introduced licensing requirements. The United States has threatened higher tariffs, signaled retaliation. The supply chain conflict is heating up again. America's potential leverage. In Spruce Pine, North Carolina, the U.S. controls a source of ultra-high purity quartz. Without it, no semiconductor wafers, no solar panels. Backhand index pointing right, this may be America's version of rare earths. Conclusion: rare earths are small, invisible, but foundational to modern civilization. They sit at the center of technology, defense, energy, and global geopolitics. And one thing is certain, backhand index pointing right, this game is only just beginning.